Hey guys, everybody's making speculations as to what's going to happen in Avengers Endgame ever since the trailer hit. But one speculation, I don't know if anybody's brought it up yet, is how is time travel, if that's still a thing, going to play a part in this movie? And I have my own theories, my own speculations, and I would like to share them with you. All right. So, how is time travel going to play a part in Avengers Endgame if it's still a thing, depending on what we saw, or depending after what we saw with the first trailer, or the teaser trailer? Well, I think I know of a way. You see, at the end of that trailer, we saw Scott Lang / Ant-Man show up at the front door of Avengers headquarters. Now, this is kind of curious. Now, this has gotten people very curious of how this is happening, or how that happened, since the last time we saw anything of Ant-Man / Scott Lang's character, he was trapped in the quantum realm at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp. We saw that. Because pretty much, it's like the moment he went in there, Thanos did a snap thing in Infinity War, and poof, Hank Pym, Hank's wife, and Janet, the Wasp, if you will all turn to dust. Pretty much that's what happened. But the question is, how does he get out of there? Well, a lot of people are speculating that maybe, well, not a lot of people, but I'm guessing people would speculate this, and I'm one of them, that maybe he's trying to find a way out, and that he gets so small to that almost microscopic level that he did towards the end of the first Ant-Man film, that he's able to cross all these different dimensional realms and barriers and see things that normally you wouldn't be able to see. One of the things he probably sees is exactly what happened on Titan when Thanos did his snapping, and pretty much as soon as he sees that happens, he starts seeing maybe all these other places, mostly like Earth, where everybody is going through the same circumstance, where they're all turning to dust. And pretty much he'll figure out that's exactly what happened to Janet, Hank, and Hank's wife. That they all suffered the same fate. Now, with that said, still the question is, how does he get out? Well, my speculation is he also sees the future, or the only outcome that Doctor Strange saw for victory. He sees the same freaking outcome that Doctor Strange saw when it comes to them beating Thanos. So he sees that outcome. But now, again, the question is, how does he get out? My speculation is he's getting all this information handed to him, and by using the information that he's getting, he's able to figure out a way out of there. He's able to figure out, okay, one of these has to lead out of this realm, out of this quantum dimension, or out of this quantum realm. And by gathering all the information he's gotten, he's able to find a way out. He's able to figure out, okay, he's able to figure out how he's going to get out of this situation. Now, some might say, well, okay, fine, that might be one possibility. But what about Captain Marvel? Maybe she plays a part. And that's the thing. The one thing about this trailer that they carefully did and made sure not to do is not show Captain Marvel in any kind of capacity. This, of course, due to the fact that she just had her first trailer for the second trailer for her movie. So they want to make sure that they're careful not to show any potential spoilers of her involvement. But yeah, she could also play a part. Like maybe she has a connection to the quantum realm. Maybe she senses something. Maybe she's drawn to the power that's coming from where we ended the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. Maybe that's what happens. Another speculation is Ant-Man could come in contact with his friend from the movie series that's very knowledgeable in this kind of technology, and that's how he gets out as well. And maybe it's his friend that explains to him exactly what's happened. That's one those are just several possibilities. But my main thing is I'm going to go with him probably gaining all this knowledge and figuring a way out himself. That's one speculation. I could be wrong. But now, again, how does time travel come into play? Well, I think how time travel is going to come into play is going to be done through a combination of things. Now, we know they have a plan in store to try to set things right, but we don't know what that plan is. And whatever that plan is, obviously I think will involve time travel. Because one of the things that we all hinted at in this trailer is Captain America has a watch in his hand with a picture of Peggy Carter, if you will. And he shuts it. So it kind of tells you that they're probably going to go back in time to try to set things right. But they're going to go back in time through various time periods. Hear me out. You see, my speculation is they're going to probably use a combination of the quantum realm technology, Captain Marvel's powers, and they're going to utilize those situations. They're going to utilize or combine both those powers, like I say, Captain Marvel's powers and the technology and power that comes from the quantum realm, to not only probably shrink down in size, but also pass through it to go through time. Because I think what Scott Lang's also going to discover is the quantum realm also allows for time travel. It just needs an extra boost to make it possible. And what I see happening is them going back in time to all these different periods throughout all the MCU films that have come to be over the past decade that have had anything to do with an Infinity Stone, and they're going to collect these Infinity Stones. They're going to collect them. Yeah, they're going to collect them, or they're going to find a way for them not to be taken by Thanos. So they're going to figure out a way to do that. They're going to figure out a way to do this. So, of course, one of the things they're going to probably go after is the test. So, basically, this is the way I look at it. They're going to go into the first time period they're going to go into will be the Captain America First Avenger time period of World War II. And they're going to get the Tesseract, which I think is the Time Stone. It's not the Time Stone, but they're going to get the Tesseract. They're going to get that. They're going to get the Blue Stone, basically. I think it's, what is it? Mind, power. So I think it's the. I don't know if it's the Time Stone. I don't know. I got to think of the name again. But they're going to get the Infinity Stone that's in the Tesseract first. Then they're going to go to the Guardians of the Galaxy timeline. They'll probably find a way to get to there. And they're going to get the Power Stone. They're going to collect that. Or they're going to inform the Guardians to hold. They're going to inform the Guardians, don't give that Power Stone to Nova. Keep that Power Stone on you guys, so that way Thanos doesn't get his hands on it, or find a way to get rid of it, or do something. And then after that, we're probably going to end up in the Age of Ultron trailer with the Mind Stone. They'll figure out a way there. Then we'll go to Thor Dark World, where you got that Red Stone, whatever it is, I can't think of the name either. And so on and so forth. That's what I think is going to happen. Oh, wait a minute. The Tesseract is the Soul Stone. That's what it is. But anyway, they're going to keep doing this. I think this is going to play a major part throughout the film. Because they're going to because I think, because this film is clocked in, or rumored to be clocked in at 3 hours, they're going to go through different time periods, collect the stones, and then what's going to happen to really bring us to that climactic moment is is in correspondence to what they're doing, Thanos is going to start noticing something's a little off because he, I guess, has a connection with the Infinity Stones now or something. He's going to start noticing that something is off, and then his major clue will be that his planet is starting to shrivel up. It's starting to die again. He'll see the young Gamora disappear, and then something's going to pretty much make him figure out that the heroes that remained, that were still alive, have found a way to go back in time. He's pretty much going to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, if not automatically, that the heroes have gone back in time to collect the Infinity Stones to prevent him from getting them. That's speculation. I think that's where time travel is going to play a part. I think it's going to be a combination of what we get with the quantum realm and them also combining it with the powers that Captain Marvel has, and that's how they're going to go back in time or throughout time and gather the Infinity Stones before Thanos gets his hands on them, and then find a way to either chalk them away or chalk them far away into the universe to where even Thanos can't get to them, or find a way to destroy them. Period. Again, I don't know if that will happen. This is just mere speculation. But I think it makes a lot of sense that they're going to, if time travel still plays a major role in this film, that they're going to go throughout time and basically make sure that Thanos does not get his hands on any one of these stones. They're going to basically travel to certain parts of each MCU film, of course reenacted, if you will, into certain scenes of those films, and make sure that those stones don't fall into the wrong hands. So, again, just like I said, mere speculation of how that could happen. But there is one more thing that I'm speculating could happen, and this could be towards the end of the film. Or at least in the climax, that is. Now, there's another character that's rumored for at least an appearance in the film. And that's the character known as Eternity. Whether Eternity is played by a male actor or female actor, mostly probably going to be female because Marvel, studios like to surprise us. But basically, Eternity is supposed to be like the be-all, end-all, right? So, here's what I see happening. Eternity is probably going to show up somewhat towards the end of the film. Like, as soon as the climactic finale battle, whatever it is, takes place, that's when Eternity is going to probably show their face and basically restore things somewhat to what they were. They're basically going to take the Infinity Stones. They're going to either put them in the protection of the Watchers, who I think will also show up as a bit of a nod to Stan Lee. I think the Watchers are going to show up. And basically, Eternity is either going to put the Infinity Stones in their protection so that nobody gets their hands on them, or they're going to take the Infinity Stones and they're going to either destroy them or chalk them away so far into the universe, like I said earlier, that not even Thanos can get his hands on them. So that's what I think could potentially happen. Sorry about that. Sorry about the way I did that there. I was just looking at something. But like I said, I believe that's one of the possibilities that could happen, that Eternity could not only end up showing up, but also be the one that either puts the Infinity Stones in the protection of the Watchers or chalks the Infinity Stones so far into space that not even Thanos could get his hands on them. Another speculation that I've come up with in the past is I think if Eternity is as powerful as we think they're being positioned as, that they might even wipe out the memories of certain events and throughout the MCU. Like certain events that deal with the Infinity Stones, I think what's going to happen, speculation-wise, is if Eternity plays a major role at the end of the film, along with the Watchers, is they're going to wipe the memories of the Infinity Stones from everybody's minds, including Thanos. So this way Thanos won't even consider going after the Infinity Stones or even creating the gauntlet. Or even having the gauntlet created. Which means Peter Dinkley's character will also have his memory wiped. And will have his memory wiped, or at least have any knowledge of creating the Infinity Gauntlet wiped from his memory. So basically what I see happening is all the characters are going to be restored. Everybody's going to be back to normal. But anything related to the Infinity Stone or what has happened recently, especially with Infinity War and Endgame, is going to be wiped from the memories. And maybe in a way to kind of restore balance, certain individuals will be placed back where they belong. Like Captain America might be sent back in time, back to the end of World War II, so he can be reunited with Peggy. The same with Bucky Barnes, stuff like that. So we can only speculate that this is where Eternity would probably play a major role at the end of the film, along with the Watchers. So, yeah, that's what I think could probably happen if Eternity, at the end of Avengers Endgame. So yeah, that's pretty much my speculation on two things I think could happen with Avengers and Endgame as far as time travel is concerned, and possibly what role that's going to play, and what role Eternity and the Watchers will play in the film as well. So let me know what you guys think though down below. Comment if you like. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Comic Book Cast 2 if you're watching. I want to see what you guys have to say. And that's all I can say, guys. So let me know what you think down below, and I will talk to y'all later.